Welcome to another video. Today,
We all got fucking got, dude.
Which one do I think is which? I have no idea.
back in 2013, my very first experience with an analog synthesizer. And in my case, that was the Roland Juno 106. Since then, I've been just super fascinated and interested by the different synthesizers that are out there and which songs have utilized them. And eventually I ended up purchasing a Korg Minilog, a Roland JU06, a Jupiter's 8. After using a couple of these, I got really interested in wanting to go for the quote unquote real deal. I started looking at the prices and they were like $1,200 at the time, or if you wanted to get a DX7, it's like $700, and I thought this could be a great purchase. Then someone told me like, hey, analog synths are great, but you should also know that because they're like 30-40 years old, that the electronics start to go out on them. The oscillator chips on the Juno need to be replaced, or the responsiveness of some of the keys goes out. MIDI features disappear just because of the age of the gear and the degradation of the electronics. It kind of turned me off because I thought, if I'm gonna spend $1,500 on a synthesizer, I better hope that it works and I don't have to go out and find a professional to repair the gear, which I already know can cost just $200, $300 just to replace one oscillator chip. And at that time, Arturia's analog collection was the most complete package of sounds with all the different vintage synthesizers, the Prophets, the CS80, the DX7. And let me tell you, that wasn't even the reason why I became a fan of Arturia stuff. Let me show you. When I purchased this pack, I got a boxed version. The box version of Arturia came with a flash drive and an activation card and all that, but the box was mad heavy. And what did it come with? Books. A whole history of all the synthesizers that they were emulating or recreating, and I thought, dude, this is so cool. Like volume 1 here has the modular Moog synthesizer, the Model D, the CS80, and Analog Labs. And I know that has nothing to do with the actual plugin itself, but this, when I got this, I'm like, damn, I love this. A couple of weeks ago, I reached out to them and said, hey guys, I want to talk about your plugins. Is there any chance you guys can update my licenses to the newest version so I can show my audience the newest versions? They updated me with their brand new plugins. Because I'm the nerd that everyone knows that I am, I decided to do a shootout between 3 different Roland Juno 106 emulations, one from TAL, one from Arturia, and one from Roland themselves, a recreation of their famed Juno 106.
Fire, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
Okay, this is B. I don't know, guys. I think it's
Not too much of a difference. A little fatter, maybe. Now we're doing C.
Few moments later.
I mean, which one do I think is which? I have no idea.
Is there any difference that you hear between any of them?
Yeah, I can hear like a slight difference. I mean, the one that sounds best to me is B.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like how B sounds a lot more than I like C. So if I knew which one was which, and I could get the B sound all the time, I'd probably prefer whatever B is.
Got you. Okay. All right.
But I mean, it's not a crazy difference. Like, you could still get away with making the same beat.
Which one do you think is the analog synthesizer?
I can't tell you. I honestly have no idea. I mean, I really wouldn't be able to answer that. I can only say which one I like the most, and I would hope that B is the hardware because it sounds the best to me.
The Juno 106, over the years, the oscillators, they go out of tune. The Arturia plugin, lets you detune the plugin. All the individual notes have a slight, like a very micro tuning differences between all the notes. Knowing that, would you pick any one of them now over a real deal synthesizer versus this?
No, I'm for sure just gonna have to cop some Arturia plugins. Like,
that they sound so freaking close.
My whole thing is like, when it comes to hardware, I know for a fact I can recreate almost any hardware just with VSTs. It's just really just the feeling, I guess. Like, it's just the feeling of having a hardware synth. It's just cool, you know, it's a vibe. The way you use it, the way you go about using it, it's different. And that's the only thing that makes it like, you know, all right, just using your DAW.
All right, that's what L.Dre had to say about the different Juno emulations. I also sent the audio files to Chris Punsalan, and he tested it out with his audience on his Twitch channel. Let's see what he had to say.
SYKKY Beats sent me 3 groups of tracks. He wants me to see if I can tell the difference between hardware and VST, and I want everybody in the chat to also participate. I want you to put your thinking caps on, see if you can actually tell the difference, see if you're really like about that synth life the way that some of you say you are. I don't know, guys. They sound almost the fucking same to me. At first, I was thinking that the first one was the synth because it was louder. Oh, people are, yeah, see? I mean, people think it's the second one. Am I doing this wrong, SYKKY? Am I supposed to be playing with all of the chorus ones together? Chris, only listen to the chorus versions together. A with chorus and A without chorus are the same Bruh. I'm dead. Those are the same exact synths. We all got fucking got, dude. Dude, what's going on?
You want to compare only the ones that say with chorus with each other.
Okay, so we're only comparing with chorus with the with choruses and the without chorus with the without choruses.
Yes.
Okay, so... Oh. Interesting. I think I know. I'm gonna guess which one it is, but I won't say it yet. I'll put I don't know, guys. I think it's C, dude. I think it's C. I don't know, man. SYKKY said there's only one synth in here. Oh, wow. People said it's A. Okay, we're gonna do the second one without chorus. It's almost impossible to guess. They're all the same audio file. Wow, people say B. Interesting. I'm gonna just go C for the synth, SYKKY. I think I said C for both of them. Is the difference you hear between these plugins and hardware enough to convince you to purchase one over the other? Absolutely not. After hearing these sounds, do you feel like the analog sound would make a difference in your music and workflow? No. Would any option make you dislike a song if you heard any of these synths in the song? No. I just don't, I can't tell the difference, and when I'm listening to a song, I'm not really pressed on whether a real synth was used in the song or not. You know, I don't hear the difference, and I definitely wouldn't pay extra money to buy a synth because I felt like it sounded warmer. You know what I mean? But to me, I just don't give a fuck, man. If I can't tell the difference, I'm not gonna pay extra money to buy a piece of hardware. I'm not well versed in the synth land. I just don't really want to spend time messing around with synths, like hardware synths. I'd rather just play with the VST.
So now that you've had a few different opinions from L.Dre, Chris Punsalan, and their audience, you're probably wondering, SYKKY, like, these plugins they're great. They all sound different, but they sound cool. But why would you still want to have a physical synth? And there are a couple of different reasons. The fact that I can sit here with this synth and actually touch the instrument and move the different faders to manipulate the sound, being able to interact with the music adds to the experience, the emotional experience. And if you're feeling good, playing the instrument, creating these sounds, maybe that might add to your performance and it might feel a little bit more fun when you're playing with it. The second reason is that these instruments, whether it's this one, the Juno 106, any physical hardware has its limitations, and those limitations often create more creative ideas. You have to think differently. I recently got myself a cassette machine, and this machine has been teaching me a whole different way of recording my instruments and how I interact with my DAW. The same thing applies to working with analog synthesizers, and the same thing applies when I'm working with guitar pedals. I don't think hardware is gonna go out of fashion anytime soon, but I'm really glad that I'm living in a world where I can have 20 instances of the OBX and the Jupiter and all these different plugins, and the fact that the emulations have gotten so good that it's kind of leveled the playing field for a lot of people. There's been a lot of talking in this video and not enough music making. If you guys are interested in these instruments, check the link in the description, and in the meantime, I'm gonna shut up and make some music now.